Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. In today's video, I decided to talk about running and some tips for beginners. I am still a beginner, to be honest. I only started running last year, but I've been running for a year now. So I kind of accumulated a few tips and tricks on how to make running more enjoyable and more fun, I guess. I'm gonna start with a little story time. I used to hate running, especially when I was a child. I think my hate for running came from my gym classes. And what brought me to running was the first lockdown. We were allowed to do 1 hour exercise outside of our household. And I was wondering, what can I really do outside? Because I really wanted to spend some time outside, but I didn't want to go outside unnecessarily. We were in this lockdown and we still didn't know what is going on, and it was very confusing, and I was kind of scared, so I didn't really want to spend much time outside when I didn't have to. So I was like, okay, what can I do? And I thought of running, and I told myself, look, you can give it a go, you will see how you feel. So I made a plan, I ordered my running shoes, and I started running. And the rest is a history. Now I absolutely love running. I enjoyed so much. I'm still at the beginning of my journey when it comes to running. I'm still learning, I'm still growing stronger and getting faster. And it's just so fascinating for me to kind of observe how my body is transforming and how my mind has been transformed so much over the past year. It's mind-blowing. So let's get started on the tips. Tip number 1 is start small. I think it's so important to start small and not to give yourself some crazy unachievable goals for you for now. Because when you are going for your first run and you tell yourself you're going to do 10K in 30 minutes, there is a very, very small chance that that's gonna happen, and you're gonna be in pain, your muscles are gonna be burning, you are gonna be out of breath, and you will not gonna do the time that you gave yourself to do. So start small. What I did was I downloaded this app called Couch to 5K, and it gave me this amazing plan for I believe 9 weeks, and the length of the run is 30 minutes. So for example, for week 1, you are doing 60-second run followed by 90-second walk, and you're just swapping in between those two for 30 minutes. And then week 2, the intensity grows. So you're gonna do 90-second run followed by 2-minute walk. My favorite part about this was that I could actually repeat the runs if I needed to. So if I didn't actually feel confident enough to move forward to the next run, I could just repeat the same week all over again, because I didn't want to discourage myself. I wanted to keep running. It wasn't only about quick progress, it was about consistency, it was about me showing up, it was about me getting stronger. I didn't have any crazy goals. I just wanted to become a runner. Now I'm able to run 5K without any walking, and you know, everyone's fine, although I had to repeat certain weeks more times. Tip number 2 is proper running shoes and running gear. It's super important to have proper running shoes. Don't run in any Converse, flip-flops. Get yourself a proper pair of shoes, because you don't want to get injured and not be able to walk or run, or you don't want to be in pain. You don't want to get injured. That's not the point of you going for a run. So yeah, proper running shoes and proper running gear. I feel like especially during winter, it's really important to put appropriate amount of clothes on so you're not too overdressed, neither too underdressed. What I absolutely love during these winter months is this. It basically covers your neck, and I used to get sore throat straight away after my runs because the cold air was going straight into my throat. So I purchased this one, and it basically covers my neck, and I can even put it over my mouth. So when it's really, really, really cold, I like to do that, because then I'm not inhaling the cold air. It doesn't go into my throat and I don't get sore throat, because in general, I don't want to get sore throat, but especially during these times, COVID times, I don't really want to have sore throat, not even from running. So this was a great purchase. I got this from Nike and it works pretty well for me. Next tip is don't forget to warm up before you run and stretch after you run. I didn't used to do this, and I can tell you it makes such a huge difference when you do it. When you do a warm-up exercises like lunges and squats and like jumping jacks before you run, like a 5-minute warm-up before you run, your muscles will be warmed up and you don't have to start your warm-up whilst you're running. So it's so much better, so much easier. You can straight go to your run without, feeling a little stiff and like what is going on, and my muscles need to warm up first. And you're basically running slower if your body needs to warm up before it starts to run on your regular pace, if that makes sense. And stretching after a run, super important. If you don't want to get injured, if you don't want your muscles to hurt, don't forget to stretch after your run. Next tip is track your progress. There are so many running apps out there. I am personally using the Nike Run Club, but you can find any that works best for you. I absolutely love to track my progress because now I can look back on my previous runs, especially the ones when I began to run, and it's so great to see how much I improved, how much stronger and faster I have gotten. Another great thing about having a running app is that you can set up your runs there. So you can set them up by distance or time. It's totally up to you. Sometimes I set it up for 5 kilometers. Sometimes I only want to run for 15 minutes. So it really depends on you, and you can set it up there, which is pretty amazing. And another great thing is that it tracks your records as well. So you can see what was your fastest run, and when you reach a goal or a record, you're basically your own competition. So it's so amazing to see that you have gotten a little bit stronger or a little bit faster. Another tip of mine is listen to podcasts instead of music. Don't scream, don't hate on me. I know it's unimaginable for many people, but for me, it worked so well, especially in the beginning when I was starting to run. As every song has a different rhythm, it was really messing up with my pace. So sometimes I was having a song that made me run a little bit faster, and then the next song was a little bit slower. So I went a little bit slower, and then the next song was again faster. So it was really making my pace uneven, and it was making me more tired. So I started listening to podcasts, and when people are talking, or when you're listening to people talking, it's usually on the same level of rhythm, and it was really working for my pace because it wasn't jumping from like really fast to really slow. Now I am completely okay with listening to music already because I can work with my pace, and the music doesn't disturb me anymore. But when I was starting up, podcasts were definitely a better choice for me to learn how to work with my pace and how to stay on the same pace without getting disturbed by the changing of rhythms of my songs. And there are 3 podcasts I can highly recommend to you that are my favorites. So one of them is The Mindset Mentor by Rob Dial. I absolutely love that one. Then On Purpose by Jay Shetty, and The School of Greatness by Lewis Howes. Another tip of mine is plan ahead, both your run and your route. I am so much more likely to go for a run when I have it scheduled for a certain day than when I just wait for the morning to arrive and I'm just wondering in the morning, am I gonna go for a run today, or am I gonna do other exercise, or am I gonna have day off from exercising? Sometimes it just ends up on the day off. Most of the times when I don't have anything planned, it ends up on a day off and I don't get to move my body. So I love to plan ahead, and it definitely keeps me accountable because I know that today I scheduled a run. So if I don't go for a run, I basically let myself down, and I don't like to let myself down. So if I have it scheduled, I always go. Unless the weather is, there is a huge storm or it's pouring rain, that is an exception, but then I try to reschedule it so I have at least 3 runs during a week. And I love to plan my routes ahead as well. I love to know whether I'm going, towards Oxford Street, or whether I'm going towards Paddington, or whether I'm going to Regent's Park, because that's just gives me the route I'm gonna go for, and then I don't have to think about it, because when I don't know where I'm going, that usually slows me down, because then I'm trying to calculate like how far can I go so I can run back. I love to plan my routes ahead so it doesn't slow me down and I know actually where I'm going, and then I don't have to really think about where I'm going. I can just enjoy the run and focus on my body, on my mind, on my breath, and on my run. Another tip is mind over matter. I learned so much over the past year about my mind simply because of running, and about how many wrong and untrue programs are in my mind, and how my mind and my thoughts can influence absolutely everything that is going on in my life. I'm pretty sure all of us know the inner monologues of our minds when we are, for example, on a run and you're running and you're doing great, and then your thoughts start coming up and they're like, you can't do this, you should slow down, you don't have to go that fast, you can go slower, you can stop, you can walk now, you're not strong enough, you're not good enough. All of these crazy thoughts that are completely wrong, and those are just programs that we actually have in our minds. It took me a while, but I learned how to truly listen to my body, because your body is always gonna do what it needs to do. So if it needs to slow down, it doesn't need your mind to let you know you're tired. It's gonna slow down by itself. Now, when I start getting these thoughts, like, I still get them, okay? I am no perfect. I am exactly the same as everybody else. When a thought of, you can slow down now, you are too tired, you don't have to go that fast, or you can't. When these thoughts come up whilst I'm running, I just do a quick body scan. So I just scan, how is my breathing? How does my body feel? If my legs are in pain or if they are still okay. If everything is okay and the only thing that is telling me to stop is my mind, I continue. I feel like it's so interesting how you can truly transform your mind and your thoughts through self-awareness and through self-discipline. Hopefully someday I get to the point when most of these negative thoughts that are slowing me down and are making me doubt myself will not be popping up as frequently as the positive ones, like, I can do this, I'm good enough, I'm strong enough. So don't forget that you're not your mind and you're not your thoughts. You're so much more than that, and you're so much better and stronger than what your mind is trying to tell you. Another tip is food. For example, I'm doing fasted running, but I know there are many people who can't do that. I am one of those people that can't have anything in my stomach before I do any exercise, because I feel too heavy and uncomfortable, and I start feeling sick from my stomach. But if you're one of those people that need to have something before your run, eat 1 hour before your run and eat something like banana or smoothie or oatmeal, because it's light and you're not gonna feel too heavy when you're on your run. But as I am doing fasted running, I cannot tell you how excited I am every time I go for a run to come back and have a nice smoothie or a bowl of oatmeal with loads of fruits. Oh, I'm always super excited for my meal. I can't even tell you how much. And last but not least, don't be too hard on yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Understand that you're on a journey. You don't have to be perfect. Don't compare yourself with anyone. Compare yourself only with yourself, with your past self. Make sure you're making progress. It doesn't matter how small, as long as you keep showing up, you'll definitely be making progress. But don't be too hard on yourself, because that's just in anything, it's not good. It doesn't make you feel good, and it kind of drags you down and makes your progress a little bit slower, because you don't even believe that you can make something because you're being too hard on yourself. So be a little bit kinder to yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up, and that's totally enough. So these are all the tips that I've got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you were able to take something from my tips and that they were helpful for you. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!